now it is Monsieur Gérard Payen, President of the International Federation of Private Water Operations.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Good morning, everybody. AquaFed is the International Federation of Private Water Operators. We represent those private companies that operate drinking water or sanitation systems to deliver services were instructed to do so by governments. AquaFed members are present in a majority of European member states by means of public-private partnership contracts or licenses to operate. And today, about a third of European citizens benefit from water or wastewater services that are at least partially operated by private or public-private operators. Our federation is not a commercial lobby. We do not say that private management of public water services is a better option than management by a public sector entity. We know very well that there are water systems that are well operated in both cases. What are the needs for access to water and sanitation? The needs for sanitation has been very well described by my predecessors. But I want to make a comment on access to drinking water, because many people underestimate the needs for improving access to drinking water in the world. Because the progress made on the Water Millennium Development Goal that leaves less than 800 million people without improved water sources, these people believe that access to drinking water is a challenge that is being overcome. I even heard this misinterpretation of UN statistics this morning in this room. Unfortunately, this is far from reality. Out of 10 people in the world, 5 receive water from a public sector operator, 1 from a private operator, and 4 have no public service at all. Worse, many people that enjoy improved water sources are using water that is unsafe. Last month, in the Budapest Water Summit that was quoted, the UN Secretary General, Mr. Ban Ki-moon, recognized a sad reality. He said that close to 1/3 of people drink water that endangers health. This means more than 2 billion people. He thus endorsed the estimates that AquaFed had made visible to governments last year. But people need water that is not only safe, they need their human right to be satisfied. And our estimate is that today, at least 3 to 4 billion people, half of mankind, don't have their human rights satisfied. So let me comment on this human right, which has been recognized in 2010. This is a right that our federation has publicly and formally supported since its creation. We are working with many members of the international community, the UN, country governments, stakeholders, to advance its understanding and also its implementation. Why are we doing that? This is because AquaFed members are companies that contribute daily to the implementation of the right for people as instructed by public authorities. It is their core business to do so. It is their job. A recent brochure that we published and that is entitled Private Operators Delivering Performance for Water Users and Public Authorities shows that private operators can deliver significant progress on all the dimensions of the human right: availability, safety, affordability, equity, and so on. Competitive tendering ensures that private operators use their professionalism to optimize costs to users and taxpayers as a whole. They can also implement social support mechanisms and subsidies that are designed by public authorities. As such, they are useful tools for governments that want to ensure that safe drinking water and sanitation services are affordable to people, including the very poor. This capacity to contribute to making the right to water effective for people has been recognized by the United Nations. In 2010, the UN Human Rights Council stated that the human right to safe drinking water and sanitation is embedded in international law. In the same historical resolution, the Human Rights Council recognized the legitimacy of responsible water authorities to select any kind of management option, a public sector operator, a private sector operator, or an NGO, to implement this right. Thus, contrary to the allegations of anti-private lobbies, the United Nations and the UN Special Rapporteur, that we will listen to in a moment, have clearly resolved that private water operators can contribute to the implementation of the human right to water. There is no legal incompatibility between private management of water services and the implementation of the right to water. Last March, our Federation proposed to the European Parliament and to the other European institutions to make the human right to safe drinking water and sanitation more visible in the Union. We proposed to amend the Charter of Fundamental Rights to include the human right to safe drinking water and sanitation specifically. Today, the international community is preparing post-2015 Sustainable Development Goals. As private operators, we have advocated for years that more ambition is needed in public policies for water. It is a great opportunity to do it. If European countries are serious with the challenge of access to water and sanitation, if they recognize the needs of half of mankind for better access to water, they should propose an ambitious post-2015 target that aims at providing satisfactory access to water and sanitation to all people. When I mean access to water, I mean water that is really safe, in view of having full compliance with the human right. I also believe that European countries should earmark a significant part of their development aid to contribute to this progress. Unfortunately, this is not the case in the current development aid strategy of the Union. I would like to make a few last comments about the precise organization that is needed to implement the right to water. The human right to safe drinking water and sanitation will never be satisfied by chance. It requires a precise institutional organization. It is the duty of lawmakers and other political authorities to make sure that each dimension of the right, for each of these dimensions, there is a public authority which is mandated to ensure its satisfaction, and that this authority gets appropriate legal, financial, and also human needs. A lot of work has to be done in this matter in many countries today. Water users need performing water services. They need services at an optimized cost with efficient operators. In a moment, we will listen to my neighbor, Mrs. Perry, from the European Federation of Public Services Unions, the main organizer of the European Citizens Initiative that is entitled The Right to Water. This initiative requests a better implementation of the right to water in Europe and outside Europe. This is a great intent that I support totally. A lot of people signed this initiative in favor of the right to water. I would have done the same with enthusiasm if this initiative was really aiming at a better satisfaction of human rights. However, this initiative includes another request, completely different. This request is to exclude water services from internal market rules and liberalization. I doubt that signatories that supported the human right to water understood that by signing, they also supported the idea to allow local governments and utilities not to respect the current public procurement rules, which are designed to ensure transparency in decision-making processes and to prevent corruption. I also doubt that they knew that in practice, there is no liberalization of water services in Europe. Everywhere, in European countries, water services are organized by public authorities, and their price to users is fixed by these authorities, even when the operator is from the private sector. This strange request of the initiative is interpreted by some observers as aiming at creating additional obstacles to the work of private water operators, our members. If this was the case, it would aim at reducing the number of valuable and performing management options that are available to governments and citizens, thus making the implementation of human right to water even more difficult. The UN Special Rapporteur on the human right to water and sanitation expressed her reservations on this anti-private request in her letter to the organizers of the initiative. Personally, I have similar reservations, and this is why I did not sign this initiative. I think that there are many other things that can be done and should be done for a better and real implementation of the human right to water and sanitation in Europe and outside Europe. Billions of people need and deserve a better access to water and sanitation. In my view, all performing tools that are available should be mobilized. Thank you.
Thank you, Monsieur Payen. And now we have Anne-Marie